Hey, worsties. Hope you're having an incredible holiday season. They're kicking off this week. I do want to let you know that we will be back with regularly scheduled episodes on December 10th. But due to recent events, basically 2025 kicking our behinds and various losses and really, really difficult situations, we have not been able to get together. We will be releasing our very, very special hot, frosty movie review next week on December 3rd. But this week, you get to join Keegan and I and our friend Becky from Too Stupid to Live in space, actually. We reviewed a book called Renegade Love by Ann Aguirre. You're going to get answers to the questions: what happens when a super chill and easygoing person gets abducted by aliens? Alien anatomy questions. That's really important. Lots of silliness. And we hope that you enjoy. There's links in the episode for you to like and subscribe to Too Stupid to Live as well. We really want to check that out. It's such a great podcast, and Becky's a really good friend of ours. But again, if you're listening, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This year has been a very trying year, and we couldn't do this without you. We are so grateful for everyone that listens, everyone that shares, everyone that reviews, everyone that comments, everyone that joins our Patreon. We are so, so grateful. So we hope that you have a happy holidays. Thank you so much for your understanding, and please enjoy Keegan and I on Too Stupid to Live.
Hello and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and I hope you're ready to come aboard my rocket ship, because today we are reviewing one of my favorite genres of romance novels. Actually, it's one of my favorite genres of all culture, like all of the culture, like books, movies, operas. I don't go to the opera. But anyway, look, as you can tell, I can barely keep it together because I am so excited. We are reviewing an alien romance today, and I just can't wait for you to blast off, I guess. But before I get to that, there is a great book out from Baker Publishing Group who is sponsoring today's episode. It's called With Every Memory by Jeanine Roché. Jeanine Roché is a contemporary fiction author who you may know has penned the Madison River Romance and Whisper Canyon series. And now she's out with a new romance that balances romance with a heart-gripping family drama. With Every Memory is about Laurie Mendenhall, who is experiencing loss, not only of her son, but also of her memories due to a tragic accident. Now, her sweet daughter is distant, and her once-loving husband is a workaholic she isn't sure she can trust. As memories begin to resurface, Laurie begins to wonder if the life she can't remember is one she'd rather forget. With Every Memory is a powerful, relatable, and thought-provoking story that touches upon the themes of love, forgiveness, and trust. You can find more information on the book in the show notes and at tstlpodcast.com. So, on to today's show. The book we are reviewing today is Renegade Love, an alien bounty hunter romance by Ann Aguirre, which is currently $2.99. And honestly, I couldn't have asked for better guests to, embark on this galactic frontier with me. They are two of the co-hosts from My Worst Date, a podcast that never ceases to crack me up and make me gasp and shock, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes make me paranoid that, what if the cringy dating stories that they're talking about is actually about me and I don't know it, but that's something I need to work on. The hilarious and insightful Keegan Winfield and Christina Connor are here, and we had the best time talking about this book. So please enjoy this review of Renegade Love. Oh my God, Keegan, Christina, welcome to Too Stupid to Live, this podcast.
Oh my God. We are so excited.
Literally chomping at the bit. I have been holding this in all weekend. I have tried to share the excitement, the thrills that I had about this book with my partner, and I feel like I didn't get the reaction that I needed from him. So this is go time. This is what we play for.
Yeah, and we've been holding back. I mean, we've texted a teensy bit during our, respective read-throughs, but we've definitely been holding back for this moment. So this is very exciting for us.
Because, I was every time I was would read something, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear what they have to say. But this is all to say that you host My Worst Date, and the reason why, and we're reading an alien romance, and I've listened to your show for years, and you guys have literally seen it all, on Earth.
Yes, true. Yes.
I mean, we turned 5 on Wednesday. Congrats. So Wednesday's going to be our 5th year doing it weekly, every week, along with bonus episodes. And just the amount of journeys that we've gone on, from puppets to boogers to private karate in someone's random forest garage. It's
I mean, the guy,
wild ride.
People always ask us, I feel like that's the number one question we get when we tell people that we have a podcast that's all about terrible dates, is well, what's the worst date you've ever heard? And I literally 5 years hearing 3 dates a week at least, not counting shorty episodes where we tell other bad dates. I literally can never remember. So I usually just say whatever jumps to mind first. And lately it's been the one where the guy couldn't come unless he was listening to the Ghostbusters theme song.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we really have heard it all. We had to go intergalactic.
Yeah.
We needed to leave this planet.
Normal human romance is not going to do it for us anymore. We gotta go real outside the box now.
I know, because you would hear a story like this on your show, and you're like, that's insane. And then I mean, I'm cutting to a quick scene in this book. I'll describe it in a sec. But when he's like, which hole do I put it in? And I'm like, this is an episode of My Worst Date, except it works out.
And honestly, I was really kind of I was expecting it to go further. You could, because it is actually, the sex is pretty vanilla in this book.
I was surprised by that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And lacking, I gotta say, not enough sexy time.
Not enough sex. There's only 2 sex scenes in this whole book. Yeah.
It was the least amount of alien sex I've ever read, and it was disappointing. I will say, the premise wasn't promised as well.
Well, but you know what? This book, I've read now quite a few romance books for podcasts. I've been on our mutual friend Kelly's podcast, Boobies and Newbies. Christina and I both have. And so I've read quite a few romance novels for podcasts. As far as writing and everything goes, this is not badly written. It wasn't a badly written book or anything. And there's lots of action and everything in it. It just, the sex part, the erotic part of the erotic novel was a little bit lacking here.
Yeah. I agree.
But the heist, and I mean, Keegan, you said it best, the favorite tweet of yours, that Woo T2, man.
He carried this book. He sure did. Those bots really... They were working overtime.
Oh my gosh.
I never pay attention to the side character. I mean, I do, obviously, because I'm reading it. But this was the first book where I'm I love all of these characters. I usually just care about the main romantic leads.
The plant was great. Yeah, the plant was great. But
oh my God,
Christina was talking.
11. Nice.
It was Ocean's 11 in space, and I was I'm here for every moment.
Truly, I mean, and Christina, honestly, she was telling me, we were talking about the bots a little bit off mic, and the revolutionary bot might be my favorite character. He might be the burn it down, eat the rich, join the resistance bot. It's incredible.
There were a lot of okay, I'll read the because I was we just got to get into it. But I will say there were a lot of things in this book that the author just tropes and things that we've seen that the author just turned on its head. And I was like, that's very revolutionary. Like, this is very political, and I respect that.
Right.
Okay, let me just get into this because we're reading an alien romance. And so the book that we read is Renegade Love, an alien bounty hunter romance by Ann Aguirre, which is currently $2.99. So let me read a quick synopsis. Okay. In space, no one can hear you scream, unless it's screams of passion due to an alien bounty hunter who knows exactly how to guard your galaxy. The legendary Toth Crag is tasked to find Yara Duncan, whose species is referred to as something called human. And Toth, or should we say Oren, is in for a surprise when he meets Yara. Her humanity and optimism knock his socks off. Or more specifically, it knocks his mech suit off. These sexy, sentient life forms plan a heist to pay off their individual space debts. But it's their hearts at stake. Because when star-crossed lovers captain a ship, the space odyssey is nothing but a love story with a weird-looking dick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. There's a lot there. You know, I did think the first human that Toth ever meets just happens to be like manic pixie dream girl.
Yes.
100%.
The most manic pixie dream girl of manic pixie dream girls.
Yeah, she was so gung-ho and so game. And
Down for whatever.
And like, I know how a lot of people are like, oh, I love when my male characters are written by women. And I was like, I think I love it when my manic pixie dream girls are written by women too, you know?
Yes.
I was thinking about what I would be like if I had randomly been abducted with a field of cows into space. And she handles it all in stride. And I think to myself, maybe I shouldn't get so stressed in my day-to-day life. You know?
She's extremely chill about the whole thing because she does, like, you know, beginning of the book, very beginning, their meet cute is him being, you know, a bounty hunter that is tasked with like taking her to repay a debt or whatever. And her inner monologue is just like, well, I guess I'll just follow him wherever. I'll see where this takes me. Adventure's adventure. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. She truly, like, this character to me, she's absolutely, like, iconic because, like, that's how you I feel like being optimistic, being open, like, finding the good in things when you've been abducted, you know, like.
She's one of those people. Have you ever met those people in real life where they're like, it just always works out?
Yeah.
And you're like, it does for you? It does for you? And they're like, yeah, you know, it's not so bad. I'm like, what is life like with that outlook? That's got to be fucking fantastic.
I would freak, like, and I've read many of these books before, and I know I would be the one person that would be whining the most if I were ever abducted by aliens. I'd be the one complaining the most. I'd be the one not doing anything. I'd be in the corner sulking. I'd be the worst. And I was so excited by her.
Even they are just describing like the food that they get. She's not human food in years. She eats like
Jello.
Yeah. Like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, no, could not be me.
It did not sound appealing. Truly. It did not sound appealing. And my anxiety is just not set up to handle this kind of situation whatsoever. Like, you know, she's just kind of bouncing along, which God love her. You know, you got to respect it. But it is just funny
a detour, to me, like on the freeway, you know.
Truly, yeah. But it's just funny to me that like an alien life form could meet a human and be like, this must be what humans are like. And it's like, no, honey. We're not. She's weird.
She is very weird, but aspirational.
You got the best example. Like you really got her best. Like she's like she's like the Captain America of Earth in a way of like, if we wanted a representative for some reason to like be gung-ho and like be enthusiastic and listen and care and do all this, like she's the one we're sending. We're not sending anyone but her, and does not represent us.
She had to go through like so much trauma too. Like in her actual human life. Like her mom disappeared, her dad died.
She grew up in poverty.
And then I'm sorry, but her best friend tricked her to sell her to aliens. I was like, what?
Yeah, all of this happens, and then like she'll go on a spaceship and see like a console and be like, cool, and it's like, hold on, like I'm so happy you're happy, but like
I feel like you're not processing. Are you really internalizing?
It makes me wonder, and absolutely no shade meant to anybody from Des Moines, but I'm like, how bad does it have to be that you are like, this is preferable? Like, this is preferable. Like because she's basically like a carny. She's like a space carny.
Yes, which again, love that plot point.
Who just like, it's just like her room and board is covered just by like being a walking kind of like exhibit.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
She's like in a zoo. She's like a traveling, she's in a petting zoo. Well, not where you pet, but you know, a zoo.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, man, I guess things really were bad for you on Earth, you know? Like,
I mean, I'd rather like sit and do puzzles in space than wait tables in Des Moines, Iowa. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, it does sound like an ideal job. I love, like, so when we meet her, she's like, it's very funny because I feel like in a lot of like historical fantasy romances, like there's always a plot point where like someone accidentally gets like kidnapped into a carnival and it's like old timey, or it's like a gladiator thing, and like they're forced to fight lions or whatever, and it's like it happens in space too, and I was like, point for that one, like.
Yeah, but man, she's not even angry because like the reason why there's a bounty on her head is because like her employers basically like took out this loan like under her name, and she's like not even mad at them. She's like, well, you know, you win some, you lose some.
Credit. They stole her fucking credit, man. They fucked up her space credit.
I'm sure they did it. They have reasons. They were like in a bad place, and it's like, be angry, lady.
Right? Like that's fucked up, Yara. That's not okay that they did that to you.
Yeah, like you're allowed to own your anger.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, like it's just like it felt very. I actually can't decide if I liked it. I think by the end of the book, I was really liking the really like wink nods to The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Wars and stuff. At the end of the book, I got to feeling like she was kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit, and that was like she was in on the joke. And I really actually I started to like that, because at the beginning I was like, is this Mandalorian? Is this what this is? Because then I kept picturing Pedro Pascal.
Me too.
And then I was really motivated to get to the sex scenes.
Yeah. I was picturing, like, immediately I hear helmet, bounty hunter, Pedro Pascal. And, like, at first, like, I will say, like, I kind of, like, rolled my eyes at, like, the mention of, like, the pop culture things. And she's, you know, when she's like, oh, cool, it's like that video game, or cool, whatever. But then, like, it kind of helped me with the fact that she was abducted. Like, it took me out. Do you know what I mean? It kind of, like, softened the blow of abduction.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
It grew on me as well, because the pop culture references at the top, I was like, I don't know about this, but it grew on me as the book went. Now I was like, how long has she been in space? Does she say like how long?
No.
Because I'm like, you haven't adapted your language at all. Like, you know that like these aliens are not picking up what you're putting down, babes. Like, they are not going to get your Star Wars reference.
Doing Duolingo. Like, I hit through it. And she's like, no. I mean, much respect. She's like, yeah, this is who I am. I'll just keep making these references. It works so far.
I also loved it that, you know, it's in books like this, of course, suspension of disbelief is key. But to find your long lost mother again in the entirety of the galaxy.
Yes.
I'm like, what are the chances?
They got abducted by the same cows with the same cows.
I think by like the same family. Like, I thought it was like the same family is trying to fuck them over.
What the fuck is wrong with that family? Exactly.
Yeah. How are they in touch with aliens?
One wasn't enough. You needed both members of you needed to fuck over their entire family.
I feel like that's got to be in another one of the books, because I know this is one in a series, but I'm like, you have to address that this family in Iowa is out there, like, just really
human trafficking. Exactly.
Yes.
Legit,
Yes.
like 100% human trafficking. And like what conspiracy is happening? Like, it just makes you wonder. But then when I'm like, then when I read, oh, she's so happy because that looks like R2D2, I'm like, okay, it's okay. She's okay.
Wu T2 playing Risk with the
adorable.
I love it. And I love Wu T2. I definitely saw him as the R2D2, of course.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, the plant though. I mean, I'm
gonna be honest, don't know how to pronounce his name. I did that thing that you do.
I listened to
Durant's.
Yeah, like you don't pronounce the Z, or like, you know, that's what the audio narrate, because I listened to both, or like I did both. You know, you can like read and listen back and forth.
Because I did that thing that you totally do whenever you're reading like a sci-fi or like a fantasy book, where I'm just like blah blah blah, blah and then move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to, and that's kind of what I did every time his name came up. With I'm like, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to be pronouncing this, but yes, absolutely precious. And then oh gosh, of course, yeah, the cleaning bot was fantastic. The mom, actually, I really enjoyed her a lot. I would say probably of all the characters, except for, of course, Bojack, who's the traitor. Of all the characters, I probably enjoyed Oren the least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was like a little baby learning about how to communicate, which is like fine. Like it's great, but like you kind of like get ahead of him because we're smarter.
But then even so, when he does communicate, his professions of the most profound love of all time, I was like, bro, you're moving fast. Like, relax.
You guys just met. You just met, which it was also hard to tell because what time was, which I guess it would be if you were in space, right? It was so difficult. I was like, how long have they known each other at this point? Like, have they known each other for a day, 2 days? Like, I don't know.
It seems like she makes friends very easily.
Yeah, so. it was quick. It was like he abducted her. You know, she kind of like turned on him like a little bit because she needed to, right? They were like, you know, and then all of the sudden they were like undying love. Like, I will die for you very quickly. You are my one and only shining bright star. Life is not worth living without you here. Like,
you are worth taking a booster shot to see if we can procreate. Like, wow.
This is exactly why I'm so glad you are on this show, because like when you're on a date, we as human beings, we have to deal with subtext, right? And clearly this guy doesn't understand subtext, understandably. He's not from Earth. So it's like, is he a creeper, or is he just like being an honest, sentient being? And then like, what is sentience? And of course, like, I'm up all night thinking about this.
Oh my God.
Not all night, but you know.
For me, I was just like, instant love, because I'm very human. If someone likes me too much too fast, I'm like,
suspicious.
Yeah.
No, me too. Me too. Look, I am very friendly. I tend to make friends pretty quickly and stuff like that, but same. Like, this was just, it's not, if you like me fast, there's a little part of me, there's like a tiny little narcissistic part of my brain that's like, well, of course. But if you are like, I will die for you, I can't live without you, like, if you die, I die really fast, then I'm terrified. Then I'm like, I feel like you're gonna stalk me or something. I'm super scared, you know. But I think that this character, at least the way that I read it, I mean, I think he's earnest. I think he's honest. Like, I don't think it's not that he's trying to be creepy, and she seems to reciprocate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay,
I feel like that's one of the buckets of romance, right? There's insta love books. So if your thing is insta love, I'm more of an enemies to lovers kind of thing. I'm carrying my trauma with me wherever I go, whether it be in space or in a book. I need I need that long hate trail before love blooms.
Yes.
My
Yeah.
jam.
Yeah, he's like, he gets very poetic very quickly, but like the thing is like, yeah, he comes on so strong, but it's like, what if like someone from God, what if someone from a different planet is reading this book and they're like, he is not expressing himself fast enough, you know what I mean? And it's like,
Right.
we're so programmed like to think these things.
I
Right,
know.
to think it needs to move slowly.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
what does that say about us? What does it say about him? And like culture and like things like that of like, oh wow, it's all a game. Like human behavior is all a game. I feel
What
like
does
I
it
sound
say about
insane
the
right now.
three of us specifically? Because I do feel like I know some people who are like, when you know, you know. I mean, we've all like seen those people who are just like, we met and we got married in a week and
Yeah.
we've been married for 50 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there are some people out there who really feel like that, who are like, I met this person, love at first sight. I got shot by Cupid's arrow and like, that was it. It's not me.
No,
I don't trust it.
I haven't leveled up enough in my whole like spirit growth journey or my soul or what have you. I'm too early on in the game for that. I feel like Yara is a fully realized human, just drama free. Bad shit has happened to her, but man, does she not carry it. She's like totally embodies that Ted Lasso thing, like be a goldfish,
Yes.
every time, new time around the bowl. So yeah. But can I also say, like, I don't have kids. But if I, was in space for a long time and then got reunited with my kid and learned that she was banging a giant lizard person, I might take it more to heart than I think that Gail did.
Listen, I feel like both Gail and Yara, I'm like, you have just been reunited against every odd, like against all odds. You have been reunited in space. You thought you lost her. Like you spent like a decade being traumatized thinking that your mom walked out on you and you just learned that she didn't and you're reunited and all of this stuff. And I don't think either one of them took enough time at all.
Does not fall far from the tree,
No.
man. The mom's just as nonchalant.
They're like, go with the flow, I guess. Because I'm like, you guys were just reunited. You have like one tearful moment. And then she's like, okay, BRB, gotta go fuck this alien real quick. I'd be like,
Yes.
maybe I would. Do you know how much I'd be like sitting with my mom? I'd be like, you've been in space for a decade. Tell me fucking everything. Like, how have you survived for this long? Like, I need to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, wait a minute. So like all of these trust issues I have in all of my relationships, all of my fears of abandonment was all because like I walked this earth thinking no one will ever love me because of you disappearing. And now it's like, she's like, tell me about that guy. Like,
Ooh.
my little baby's grown up.
Oh my gosh. And we gotta get to the sex scene.
Yeah, we gotta get to the headlines. Like, I feel like the sex scenes, as few and far between as they were, like I think I wanted this entire book to be one long sex scene, but maybe that's just me.
No, me too. Me too.
No, yeah.
Listen, that's how I feel about. I'm like, give me a little plot. Like, I kind of want to know what's going on. Put it in a setting. Put it in a time and place. But when I read an erotic novel, I'm like, bang, 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 bang. Like that's how I want it to be.
80 spice time,
Yeah.
20 plot time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this
I
book
felt
really
like was reversed.
I
I
agree.
think the sex scene, the first sex scene happened around the halfway point. It was like around like 50% of the book in, which to me is too long.
I agree. Well, there
I'm
wasn't
like-
any kissing, and I think there was no, like, or there was touching and, like, whatever, but there was no, like, shall we say, human behavioral tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the final time that they have sex in the book, it literally is one line and she says, and then they did human sex stuff. I'm like, that's what I want to know. Tell me the human sex stuff
it is
they did.
true. Yeah.
It's one line.
She does say
Yeah.
that. She's like, they do.
Cool human sex stuff.
It's like, I don't want to hear about her like tonguing his jawbone.
No.
I want to hear about her sitting on his face. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, like he has all of these scales, all of these like doodads, you know, coming off of his body. He's a like, I mean, I don't mean to, you know, dehumanize him, but he is an amusement park of an exciting man. Like
he's not
fun.
human, so it's okay.
Fair,
you know,
it's fair.
it's all right. But yeah, I mean, I found it interesting. Like, obviously the author did her research. I found it interesting, like all of the areas of his body that felt sensation, what he liked, what he didn't like, because he's not a human. Like, I found all of those things to be interesting, but I'm a human reading this book. I am a human woman. I want to know what's happening for the human woman in this book.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think the first sex scene really could have been that like setup of like, you know, the glands on his neck are like erogenous zones for him and all these things. Like, I thought that was all very interesting. I thought the second sex scene could have been all about the human sex stuff. I want to put myself in this book, okay?
Yeah. I feel like lotions, that's how I'm pronouncing his people's or his race's thing. I think when they read this book, they're gonna get off more than a human would.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's like even if like if because like a lot of the sex is written from like his perspective, which cool, great, you know, but like if he could he was describing his own body too much, you know, it felt like, and it's like, well, I don't have a ventricle. I don't know.
A ventral slit.
Yeah. That doesn't mean anything to me.
That moistens. Oh my God. Although I did find it very funny when his dick like flopped out of his ventral slit. It was very like, in my head I had the clearest picture of it just kind of just flopping, thlumping.
Oh yeah.
Right out.
Like the way a Pez comes out of a Pez, you know what I mean? Like there's something like it is like a carnival game almost, you know? It's like ding.
Yes, if you can hit the right button, it'll just pop right out.
Yeah.
I feel like I needed to, and I did during this sex scene, just kind of like doodle out, I think, what that, because he has a hemi penis, right? So it's like,
it's bifurcated or whatever.
Bifurcated. So they're both the same size then, or do you think one's a little shorter and one's a longer one? Because I feel like the way that they were describing the positions then, I feel like the short one on top, because to me they were stacked on top. They weren't.
Me too.
They're top. So then the short one goes in the vagina, and then she said the second one was rubbing up beneath. So that one would have to be, I think, a little longer to reach around.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
so
she said that they weren't ideal for double penetration, so they couldn't be used that way. So so yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, like I feel like if it's like she's sitting on him or it's like missionary, like I thought the smaller one could be like rubbing up against her clit,
right?
And then when he's taking her from behind, like it could, like, maybe there is a level of double penetration that could possibly I mean, they would have to try it. I mean, they would see.
I do love that she wasn't into it, that she was just like, no, that's part of my reproductive system. I was like, shut it down. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like that moment where
or her
I
digestive
was like,
system.
Or digestive. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant.
They're like about to do it doggy style, and he sees her body for the, you know, this is the first time he's seeing a human, and he's just like, which hole? Understandable. It's an understandable question, and I was just like, oh my God, what if this was in someone's letter on my worst date? And I was like, how would they respond?
If a human was like, which hole? Like, they genuinely didn't know. They're like, I've never seen it from this angle before. That could happen. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we had gotten a letter from somebody who said that exact thing. I would not be surprised. They're like, I've never done it doggy style before. I've never seen it from this angle. I don't know which hole to put it in.
Yeah. I'm like, this has had to have happened, like, at some point with two humans, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I did think that the author did a really good job. I really did feel like she did a good job of speaking in the alien's voice as, like, someone who's never experienced humans or the human body before. Like, I bought it. I really did. So she did a great job.
Yeah, I do think, like, as much as I, wish there was more sex in it, like, there is a lot of, like, touch, which I found very sweet. And, like, he they don't hug, and then she hugs him, and then, like, at one point he was, like, upset about something, and he's like, can you comfort me in the human way? And I was like, that's the sweetest thing I've ever read,
He's asking for a cuddle. It's so cute.
I also liked how he called her Pocket Sun, because he's a lizard. And so her body temperature was, of course, warm. And I thought that was a really nice detail.
Yes.
That, like, of course he'd be enthralled by that we run like 98.6 degrees. And he's like, oh, Pocket Sun. I did like that.
Him calling her his tiny nightmare for the entire book, I was like, okay. Enough. But maybe that's just me. I was just like, I can't. I was
like, I know someone has called me that at one point in my lifetime. Like, someone.
You know what? It would be fun the first time, but I'd be like, if you're gonna, could we not, like, every time? That's your nickname for me permanently?
Yeah. And then she was like calling him hot stuff, but he interpreted it as hot spark, I think. Like, there was like a level of, like, the translator was obviously off, which was an ongoing gag, in the story as well.
Which I actually appreciated that as well. I feel like there were lots of little details that made the fact that they're of different species believable to me, because so often you do watch things like Star Wars and it's just like, everybody speaks English, like everybody gets it. No, there's no kind of, like, real substantial difference in culture between, different species. So I did like that they established all of the characters that were of a different culture. They really established the culture, including, plant guy.
Oh my gosh. Am I the only one? Like, I read his voice in, I think the closest was like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. Like,
oh my god,
dear. Like,
that's how the author did it in the that's how she kind of did the voice in the audio version. Like, she was, and I was like, for a second I thought, like, she sounded like kind of Piglet meets, like, and that in the beginning of Beauty and the Beast where the woman's like, I need 6 eggs, like, it was like a cross between those two, and I'm like, I love this character. I didn't even think.
I loved it. I really do think that she excelled in, I never, ever pay attention to side characters in romance novels, ever. They're always not really full fleshed out, like just the barest minimum to move the plot along. And I really loved the side characters. I thought they were really fun.
She gave them, like, a lot of depth, meaning that she just added probably one extra detail to the character that was, like, exciting. They weren't just, like, placeholders to, like, help move their story along. Like, they have gambling addictions. They, are really cool hackers. Like, there's, like, more to them,
And even Gail, which is Yara's mother, like, even Gail, like, at some point she, like, kills a guy, and then it's like, oh, she's had to do things to survive out in space. Like, just those, like, little details that made all of the side characters just a little bit more fleshed out was great.
Yeah, it was like, there was, like, that extra thought, and it made me realize that, like, oh, like, when we think of, like, hackers, I think of, like, Angelina Jolie in the 90s, that kind of style. And then it's like, yeah, they would be parents now. Like, our hackers in this society have kids, And I was like, this is really cool. This is like, we're growing.
Representation. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not just like, people, like, with nose rings in a basement anymore,
Well, the heist, I gotta say, was my favorite part of the book. Just
Me
that
too.
11 takedown of stealing the plans to the Death Star.
Yeah.
Basically what it was. But just the details of, like, what each section was doing, like, that had to accomplish, and Yara and Nine getting, like, just throwing bots, sacrificing themselves at the problem. Yara pretending to be a damsel in distress, and then the plant guy being able to grow his fronds enough to like go under and through lasers. I was like, this is really fucking exciting.
Yeah. I was like, it was like edited well, like, and like, you know what I mean? Like in terms, it felt very cinematic to me.
Yeah, the action in the book was very well written. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, especially all of that whole section towards the end, the final third of the book.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. And like they also, she does have a darker moment with Yara. I keep wanting. Do you guys watch RuPaul's Drag Race? Because in my head, I keep wanting to call her Yara Sofia, but it's just Yara. There's a moment where like Yara is faced like whether or not she has to kill someone. She has to kill a life form for the first time, and that I was like, this is interesting because here we have like this whole time she's very gung ho, loves everyone, she loves her captors, all of them, and then she's like, I need to protect the people that I love. And it's like, that is growth. Even the nicest people can grow, you know?
Yeah. No, that was something that really struck me in the book. Like she was making comments like, turns out I need a guy who would kill for me. I was like, whoa.
Okay. Seriously. That one stuck out for me as well. I was like, do you? I'm like, I really do feel like you have this real sunshine thing going on, but I really do think that maybe you should see a therapist. Like, I think you have some like unresolved, deep down
unpack a few things,
issues you need to unpack, because probably it is those like abandonment issues from your mom that makes you so attracted to somebody who's just like, I will never leave your side. I would rather die than lose you. You know?
I will murder anyone that looks at you wrong.
That's the hottest thing in the whole world.
That's the hottest thing anyone has ever said to me, because that really was her inner monologue. Like anytime he did anything that was kind of like gruff and aggressive, she's like, oh, like hot under the collar, you know? Because I will say that it was pretty insta-lovey, and she like starts talking about like how much she has the hots for him pretty quickly, and I was like, why? Like I really was kind of like, why? Like, because it happened so fast. But maybe it really is just that simple, as like she's attracted to this like protector kind of personality type.
Yeah, like she describes his, because she doesn't even see, she's already like in love with him before he even takes off his mech suit, and he's like Mandalorian, never takes off his suit, and like she describes his voice as like she liked it in an ASMR kinky style way, and it's like I think she's a voice gal. I think it was like this voice that really was like, I don't care what you look like underneath, sold. You don't need to take your mech suit off. It would be nice. You don't need to.
So I have a question. Since you've read, quite a bit of like, or your fair share of alien erotic novels, is it more common or less common for the alien in the pairing to be more humanoid or less humanoid? Because I would say that like Oren is not very human much at all.
No, yeah. I feel like it's like I have I'm not, and how do I don't want to say that I've read bestiality, because that's not it at all, but like everything is like kind of pretty much humanoid, because I think like if it's like, I mean, I know some can like walk on all four legs and like cool, but they usually walk like they're usually humanoid. But yeah, I like never read anything that was like earnestly written, with another species that they weren't like
they're usually bipeds, like,
but yeah,
right,
there's some
like,
with more arms. I've never read anything with someone with more than 2 legs though, and I was like, oh, I wonder what does that say about us?
We draw the line.
Walk upright.
Yeah.
No,
we're like, you can have scales, you can have a ventral slit. You can have like all kinds of things, but you can have like net gills that are, erogenous zones, but by God, you have to walk on 2 legs.
Yeah. Sorry. Like that's where I draw the line. And it's like, it really, like, again, this is such a good cultural study.
It does make sense. It's true. Like, cause I would be put off, which is
I
like,
would be too.
And it's like, but why? Because it's just like, I mean, we did just read about them fucking, and like he's like an alligator man.
Yeah.
He stands up. He stands up.
But he stands up. So
yeah,
it's
he
fine.
stand up and he talk good. So
yes,
He talk good. That's right. He does.
He talk good.
He does talk good.
And but he only has 2 fingers, right? Like, isn't that what they said?
Like,
He's
like they were like webbed,
okay.
which interesting.
I feel like we didn't explore that enough. I'm just saying. I feel like there's a lot we could have explored. Was I the only one who was just like, put your mouth on it? I kind of wanted to know, like, I wanted her to give him a blowjob, kind of. I was like, would he like it? I don't know. Like, let's find out.
Yeah, like there's a part, and like, this is what I thought was interesting, and I was like, almost like taken aback because it's like I wanted that too. Like I was like, what does it feel like to lick someone between their fingers and it's a web? You know what I mean? Like, what is that sensation? I would love to know. And there's like a part where she's like going to like jerk him off, and he's like, I don't like that, and she goes, okay, I won't do that
that's
anymore.
right. That's
Which
right.
was a beautiful consensual moment. I loved it. It was the first time I ever read something like that where like a character openly was like, oh, that is not something that I like, you know, and you know, like, and respected, you know.
And she was very respectful of that. And I guess that does make sense then why she wouldn't have tried the blowjob stuff.
Yeah.
So that does make sense. Because if we didn't like the hand job stuff, we're not even gonna we're not gonna go there.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I think that moment really hit me too, because I have had experiences in my life where you say something, you're like, like as a woman, it's really difficult, right? Like in your early sexual years to ask for what you like or advocate for your orgasm, because there's a lot of partners that I had been with, at least in my youth, would get like super hurt or like whatever. So reading that passage was actually like really cathartic. I'm like, you could really just be like, hey, I don't like that. And they kept having sex. It didn't ruin the mood. No one said anything else about it. And it was absolutely fine. And I was like, can human males read this book, please?
Yes, I thought it was, and I definitely think like the fact that it was coming from like his character in general, like he's this like he looks so macho, but he's so vulnerable and he doesn't realize it because like vulnerability doesn't exist in his brain or something. And so when he's like, I openly say to you, I don't like this, not thinking, oh man, all the buds back in the locker room are going to make fun of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it really does. There were a few times where it did make me think like, I wonder what humans would be like without blank. You know what I mean? So, and that was something really interesting to ponder when you're reading a romance novel, you know, like these deep existential questions.
This is whenever I read alien romance, I'm like, this is what I think. I'm like, man, like what is free will? And then it's like,
yeah. I would have liked, I think, more amenities for humans in this space. This space is a really kind of a bummer. Like I said, I think if more humans are going to be out there, they should kind of like try to learn a little bit of like what we like to eat to keep us alive and keep us happy. Because not everybody's a Yara Duncan.
I don't think that they're very I don't think that they care very much about trying to keep us alive. I think they're kind of take it or leave it. They're like, if you die, you die. I really feel like it's how they feel about humans out there. They're like, we're not trying to accommodate you. There's so few of you, and we got you by accident. So
we were just supposed to get cows.
We just wanted some cows. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we were in this for.
Really precious.
Yeah. So you know, you just happen to be here. Best of luck to you.
A fly gets in your house, and you're like. You know,
live and let live, true. But also like,
I'm not going out of my way to accommodate the fly. I guess.
Right. But
like, I know you're living
from a reader's perspective, it was kind of like, golly, like literally nothing. Like the fact that any of y'all survive at all is like kind of amazing, because it's like, there's no food for you. How how have you not accidentally eaten something that's toxic to your fragile human system, you know, like even
and, like,
the seeding.
She has thin skin, can't breathe here. Like in this world, it seems like the human bodies are the least adaptable to anything. Like we literally in a different world can walk outside and just like burst into flames, but she survived.
She made it work. Okay. She really did.
In a different world, in this world, our bodies aren't even equipped to handle this world that we.
Oh my God! It's under 70 degrees in Los Angeles this week, and like I walked around in my robe all day. I was like, it is freezing. I can't. My thin Angelino skin could not handle space at all.
I didn't know what month it was. I didn't like like what month is this? I'm making hot chocolate.
Yeah, it's truly like a horrifying. Like if I'm not like I need like a Goldilocks temperature at all times, or I'm uncomfortable. So there's a 0% chance that I'm making it in space. You know what? When I read things like this, or I watch things like Walking Dead, I'm like, you know what? Not for me. Just take me out. Okay.
Yeah. Like
I don't want to try this hard.
No, I really don't like it when I have a blister. Like I don't like that feeling. And can you imagine having a blister in The Walking Dead? Like if you're running, I'd be like, I'm done.
Oh God. You're just eating cans of cat food with sunburnt to fuck. Like no.
I had a full-on Menti B not that long ago. When I got an eyelash stuck on the inside of my eyelid, and I couldn't get it out for a long time, like an hour with an eyelash in your eye, and I was ready to call it. We're done.
Yeah.
We don't want to do this anymore.
I mean, it really is. I know there's that joke, so I don't mean to steal anybody's joke, but there is that joke where it's just like the smallest things will make you want to take yourself out. It's like truly like, similar eye stuff. Like my eye was twitching, must have been from like lack of sleep for like 3 days. And I was like, I'm done. I can't function, actually. I'm going to like call out of work and go to sleep. I can't do this.
Yeah. Like I had a ringing in my ear. Like I don't know why, but it was like ringing for like the longest time. And I'm like, I can't. It went away. But yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, so all that to say, the three of us aren't making it.
No.
We're not gonna make it. Let alone now you want to have a heist?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's a stressful situation.
And she's
so
planning
fucking
it.
fearless. And
Yeah.
she isn't planning it. She just kind of like, it just happens. It's one of those things, like I said at the beginning, things just work out. Things just work out. Because she didn't know this heist at the beginning when she was blackmailing Toth. She was just like, we're going to do this and we're going to do a heist and we're going to pay off all of our debts. And he's like, okay, what's the heist? And she's like, we'll find it.
Like she was like, oh, this, like, it was so funny to me because she was like, okay, this is what we're going to need. We need a code breaker. We need like a, like the hacker. We need this. We need that. And it's like, do you know what you're doing yet? Like, no.
No. It's just
cool
that she's watched a bunch of movies and she's like, they always have these people, so that's step number 1. And you're like, okay.
And the people that she's recruited, I mean, only the plant is really like has questions about like what the plan is. Everyone else is just like, yeah, all right, cool, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're heisting, sure.
We're just, here we go, a heisting,
It's like in Ocean's 11, I like the big thing is like they look at the blueprints first, and then they're like,
you have a goal in mind, and you want to break it down and plan backwards.
Exactly.
Not a lot of people like start with a full on and then just full force go forward and just trust that it's all going to work out. But you know what? It does. It
did. It sure did. They didn't even know who they were meeting when they got to the heist place. Like, what?
And they saved the galaxy. Like, they saved the world from, like, the universe from whatever nuclear... And they saved that poor, like
the brain
weapon creature.
Oh, my God.
That was a dark moment.
That was sad.
It really was. This book had so many, like, political moments, dark moments, where I was just like, I was not expecting any of this. I was expecting sexy fun times for 300 pages, and that is not what you get. And I enjoyed this book, but it was not at all what I was expecting.
Same. And I've read these things before, and it was like, it like totally surpassed my expectations, because it was like, I don't want to think too much about like the realism of being abducted and, like using life forms as weapons. So it's just like, oh, she does it so well when it's like, okay, this is really dark. And then she's just like, all right, never tell me the odds. And then like keeps on going.
It was well balanced.
Yeah.
The balance. Yeah. there was one part that, like, when I'm going back to his dick because of course, why not? She sees his dick for the first time and she said, like, it's described as it was one of the top 10 most amazing things I've ever seen. And I was like, got lost in a
9 things cooler than a hemi penis.
Well, she's been in space for a while, so I don't know. She's probably seen some shit.
I know, but if she was going to be like the Grand Canyon, Yosemite, I'd be like, I fucking hate her.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, I'm like, if it's one of the grandest things you've ever seen, I want you to explain it in like minute detail to me.
Yes.
Give me every little detail about that dick. I want to know.
Yeah.
Because I really don't feel like they explain. I mean, they explained what it looked like a little bit, but I'm like, give me, like, I want all of the flowery language.
Yeah, this is not a book for the, like, detailed girlies. I'll tell you that, or detailed days. It's soft brushstrokes.
Yes.
When it comes to the sex stuff. It's an
impressionist painting. Yeah.
Some people like that kind of thing. I want filth.
Yes,
I want
me too.
utter filthy, nasty, stinky garbage. That's what I want. I want all of it. Describe it in great detail. I want it to look like an apple. You know what I mean? Like there's an apple and it looks like an apple. But yeah, this is just very much like a soft, like, you get the idea of it, you know?
Yeah, like a lot of the visual work was left up to us, you know, which I mean, if I were writing this, I'd be very hesitant to be like, how do I write this and please the most people? Like, who knows what people like?
Right,
so, like, I can understand, like, oh, let me just, like, insinuate it and the reader can... But then it's, like, there's also some readers that are like, I'm not here to, like, write this book. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I want the details goes...
Well, and everybody's turned on by different things as well, you know? I mean, and I think that their relationship was a very sweet relationship.
Yeah.
It was not like a relationship built on kind of like filth. Their relationship was like a very, and the sex scenes were written that way as well. Like they were very like sweet.
Yeah.
You know? And some people really like that. There's just something deeply broken about you and I.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I mean, I guess too, like, even when they were having sex, even though she had described him as a lizard, I still saw him with Pedro Pascal's head. So, you know.
The head was the hardest thing for me to picture. I'm not going to lie. Because the body, I just kept picturing the creature from Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
That's what I was wondering.
So I was like, that's fine. But the head, she described it as triangular. And I was like, I'm having a hard time here.
Yeah.
And she said his mouth shape was different. And I'm like, how? Explain to me how it's different. I need to know.
And like, what is kissing? Like, I mean, I love kissing. Like, I love like
me
the
too. It's like my favorite.
Yeah, and so it's like when someone, it's always the lips for me. Whenever I read these, of like, can they have like if they don't have human lips? I need every single detail described of like what is it like to kiss someone with a snout? Like what is it like? And like I just was like she put her mouth out, and it's like oh no, I want to know. Like get in there.
Tonguing the roof. Was what it was like the roof of his mouth or whatever was how she figured out that it turned him on. But I think that was also like a little issue that I had was it was a lot focused and she worked really hard to figure out what felt good for him. And I don't feel it was very balanced in the other direction.
Agreed.
Yeah. I think because, and I hope in their future that this will be worked out. It will be worked out. We believe in love. He comes from a place where sex isn't like a pleasurable thing. It's only used for like procreation. So he doesn't like understand like, oh, this isn't about feeling good. This is about like the procreation of our species. This is about survival. Like, you know, like, what do you mean I'm supposed to pay attention? You know, whatever. But the fact that like he even gave her a little, I'm like, okay. That he's trying. Yeah. I wish he could have tried more as a horny person reading this book.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me is like when I read books like this, and again, maybe it's something I should talk to my therapist about, but like I think some people read romances because they want romance. They want to feel like they're falling in love. That's not what I'm here for. If I want that, I will go watch Pride and Prejudice. You know what I mean? Yes. Like I'm here for porn. Yeah, exactly. So, because I found all of that very interesting because I picked up on that as well. That's like, he doesn't understand foreplay. Like it's foreign in his culture. So she's trying and whereas in our culture, like making each other feel good is a big part of sex. So she's like going out of her way to do that for him. He's not doing that for her. And that's a cultural difference. And that's interesting. And I enjoyed that because I think like, it was well written.
Yeah.
But it's not what I'm here for.
Yeah. Right. It really makes you appreciate like the nuances of like, we are from what I hear, we are the only species that does have sex for pleasure, and it's like, now take that, space. Like we may not have good skin or whatever, but we know how to have
we know how to have a good time. So
That's
how about that?
And here for a long time. Here for a good time. Sure.
Okay, well, we're gonna wind down. Do you guys have any final thoughts? And then I'm gonna ask for a rating. So for this, the rating is Tiny Nightmares. 5 out of 5 Tiny Nightmares means you loved it.
Okay.
1 out of 5. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna give this a 3.5. I'm shocking myself because when I first started reading this book, I was like, no. It was that the tone was kind of jokey and I was like, what the fuck is happening? But as soon as you let yourself get into the book and just go for the ride, I actually really found it enjoyable. I really liked the supporting characters. I mean, Nine is a treasure. Durance is an incredible plant creature. All those things I thought were really fun. And I had fun reading this book. It would have been better, I think, with more sex, but I will remember this book. I'll tell you that. It was not forgettable. And so 3.5 Tiny Nightmares from Christina.
That's a good score.
It's a good score. I was going to say 3, but I think you may have just convinced me to up it, the half Tiny Nightmare there. I feel the same way. I will say, just because I am who I am, like the insta love, the big proclamations of love, I rolled my eyes a few times while reading this book. I did. But outside of that, I mean, the truth is, the romance was the thing I probably liked the least about this book. I enjoyed this book just as a book. Like, it was just like a fun time. I enjoyed all of the supporting characters. I actually liked the action. I actually thought that the plot was pretty well thought out. Like, I think that she did a very good job. It was wacky. It was wild. It was not what I was expecting. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I did find myself, especially towards the end, and that all the heist stuff that was going on at the end, I did find myself getting lost in it. So I'm willing to do a 3.5 as well. Yeah.
That's high praise, Keegan, because you are rough on your Goodreads. She is ruthless.
Well, but here's the thing: you have to judge a book for what it is,
genre,
right? Yeah. Like, I'm not putting this book up next to like Dostoevsky. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like comparing this book to, Charles Dickens, right? Like, this book is what it is, and for what it is, it can be a 3.5. Yeah, in its genre.
Yeah. I thought I was very impressed with the world building, and like just the action. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Nice.
I know it scratched an itch, but even though it wasn't the itch I was expecting to be scratched, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah. I mean, alien dicks, but like, you know what I mean? But like, that was the itch unscratched, but it did transport me, and it did like, kind of like, I love stories with like found families, and it's like they like, I believe, like, even though it was Insta, I believed it. And it's like, oh, if you can get me to believe it, I'll root for you, you know? Like, I'm rooting for the two of them. I want them to be happy.
Yeah, and at the end where they had their spoils and they were buying their new ship, I was just like, was oddly happy, touched, excited for all the adventures they would go on together. And you know, very shocked. Like I said, from where I started at the beginning of the book to where I ended, I was like, I'm actually kind of shocked that I
enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to. So much more than I thought I was going to. Because, you know, look, I'm skeptical. I always go into, especially the romance genre, pretty skeptical because I'm like, I don't know. If things get too mushy, I get like, bleh, you know. But I actually, I really found myself transported is a great word, Becky. I did find myself transported when reading this book. I would recommend it if somebody asked me.
Yeah. I think like it kind of like I'm like slowly learning about myself as a reader. Like when like you're met with these books where it's like this like insane world and all of this stuff is thrown at you and you're like, what? It's like, oh, maybe I don't need to think about it and just keep going forward. You know what I mean?
That's exactly it.
And
That's exactly it.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, once you
like
do that.
Yara.
Yeah.
No, it's all gonna work out.
Yeah, just gotta be down for the ride. You just gotta be down for the ride. You know, once I realized what it was just like, okay, like just let it happen. Shh. Just let it happen.
Just do it.
And like henceforth, why Yara, I think, is like the epitome of what it means to be a good human being. She is is our Mother Teresa or whatever.
Our best representative.
Our best rep.
Yep. Oh man, yeah, this is fun. I mean, and that's ultimately what you want in a book is to go away for a couple of hours and like go on a journey. And so, yeah, I would definitely recommend this. So, yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I am so glad you loved it or liked it. And like, just thank you for indulging me. Cause I know it's a very like, I think it's scary to be like, read something without, I always feel bad when I but ask them to read stories about sex with non-humans. And I'm like, thank you.
We asked for it. Like we quite literally asked for it.
We did.
Like
said, give us your best shot, you know?
But I am so glad you enjoyed it. And I'm so glad I finally got you guys on. It's been like, I've always wanted to have you on. And so this was such a joy for me.
Thank you so much for having us. We really wanted to be on. We were thrilled to be asked.
Yay! So tell us where we can find you and, those details and such.
Yeah, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at My Worst Date Podcast. And you can reach out on our one-stop shop of websites, myworstdatepodcast.com.
Too Stupid to Live is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. For more podcasts you'll love, visit frolic.media/podcasts. Thank you so much for listening and have a great rest of your day.